He was roundly praised as the best corner at the Senior Bowl, projected top 15 picks in most mock drafts right now.
He is a top 6 or 7 pick for sure if he's on a big-time college football team. Like, I'm not joking. I think he's a top 5. If he went to LSU and had a yellow helmet, or Ohio State or Alabama, everybody's going, he's a top 5 pick. But because it's Toledo and because that name doesn't make people feel warm and cozy, right? And he doesn't have enough of he covered these big-time receivers, it's probably going to hurt him a few spots, which it shouldn't. But you know, again, like Devin Witherspoon last year, and maybe Pete, you could pull this up. I remember one of the things that, like, he kind of got lucky with the Big Ten schedule. Now, see, he went in the Big Ten, so that makes people feel warm and cozy, and he's from Illinois, and at least that's a name that makes people feel warm and cozy, right? Mm-hmm. But if I remember correctly, he kind of went through he didn't have to play Ohio State, I know that.
Yeah.
And I feel like he dodged another team,
I don't think they played Penn State. They played Michigan.
He kind of dodged, like, the teams where you went, ooh, they got some heat at receiver, and they can be a little, like, we could get a better feel for him.
Yeah.
Right? But either way, I think that's the reality we're living in here.
Other notable recent draft picks from Toledo, you got Deontay Johnson, you have Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
There's only been one round 1 pick, Pete notes here, from Toledo. Defensive tackle Dan Williams was taken 11th overall by the 1993 Denver Broncos.
I know.
It's going to happen again this year. He will be a first rounder.
Yeah, he will be a first rounder for sure. You know, and yes, he will. I would be absolutely floored, blown away, not the top corner. He's in a tier by himself. And I think, and again, I haven't got done with pass rushers and all that yet. I'm in the midst of doing that right now. I would think this kid is in the running for the top defensive player off the board in general.
Hair Club Prez says, is Quinyon Mitchell the next Sauce?
Ooh.
He looks incredible. P.S. Love the pod. And Ahmed reading my question in his elite radio voice is phenomenal. He actually makes it sound interesting. Well, that's what I try to do.
That's what he's here for. That silky smooth voice.
Hey, interesting
I think
questions.
he is every bit as good as Sauce. I'm going to say this. I like him better than I like Sauce coming out. You know, Sauce to me, and again, Sauce is not – I don't know if Sauce could just go all over the field and play people man-to-man everywhere, right? Sauce is a little bit of like he's in a system, cover 3, press bail, right? That you just play outside. You do that. I love Sauce. I get that. I like him. Don't get me wrong. But I'm more of a fan of Quinyon Mitchell than I was of Sauce Gardner coming out.
All right.
Yeah.
My Detroit Lions could use a guy like that. Unfortunately, they were too good last year.
Unfortunately, he will be off the board unless you guys trade your whole future.
Trade up.
He's not a killer in the tackling game, but again, to me, where I evaluate that a little different. Quinyon Mitchell's ability to tackle is special for a corner. You don't see guys like him or Devin Witherspoon very often to where you're just like, wow, not only are they freaky athletic cover guys, they have no regard for their body. Right? Yeah, this guy he'd rather tackle you on the side, run you down, or come in, like I said, and hope he takes your legs out. But is he going to square you up and be like, "Come on, tailback, bring it on! I'm going to square you up and take you on in the D gap." Right?
Which is smart.
Right?
He probably should not do that.
He doesn't want to do that, and that's not what he's being drafted for.
So
he's being drafted for so he can cover Devontae Smith, who runs 4.3 down the sideline, and you can go, well, we feel comfortable because we have a guy running 4.2 down the sideline right there with him, and he's just as long and can jump with them and do all that stuff as well.
Do you want to hear what an anonymous
please do.
NFL source has to say from NFL.com? This is an NFL national scout.
Yeah.
He has better physical talent than Devin Witherspoon, but he doesn't have that same level of dog in him. That's probably the biggest difference right now. I think Wiggins is the better prospect, though.
Well, I know what he's saying there.
You wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think I know his point there, right? You know, there's again, when you talk about outside corner play, there's valued more in the NFL than the guys who are being paid the most at corner in football are not playing in the slot. They're outside having to play the freaks out there. So, there's value into that where Witherspoon is a little bit more of the nickel. And, yeah, I think, listen, Wiggins has Witherspoon was just pedal to the metal, needle on red all the time, right? Wiggins has a few plays where, you go, you shouldn't let that guy catch that route on you right there, right? Where he might be, I don't want to say lazy or just, a little lethargical or, just complacent at times. Maybe that to a degree, but like not concerning. It wasn't like I was watching Stingley in that or anything like that, right? There's just a few plays where you're like, oh yeah, they threw a 10-yard out and damn, that guy can't shine your shoes. You shouldn't be letting him catch the ball that easily.
It's more of a commentary on Devin Witherspoon, really. I mean, it's like no one can go to that level of dogging him that he showed last year on tape. And
he's long, he flies, he knows how to play the game, he can play on an island, he's got ball skills, right? Doesn't know how to use his hands, he's raw degree in that department, right? But his makeup ability and his sixth gear is special. The ability to close on the receiver is special, right? And he can play zone. He's got instincts. He's not like, oh, I can just play man-to-man and I don't understand the game either. There is plenty of plays where I go, oh, they did a good job there. Ooh, he read number 2 and came off the guy outside and saw that and went and made a play on it. So there's a lot there to the player to really respect. Yeah, I like DJ James, right? DJ James, who now, unlike Quinyon Mitchell can cover anybody anywhere, right? Okay. Wiggins is an outside corner who has to maybe learn some technique and stuff and could probably play some slot as he goes on in his career, right? DJ James, to me, not only is outside, man-to-man corner and does all that stuff too. DJ James has the hips and the change of direction skills where I go, I have no doubt he could play nickel right away in the NFL and be really elite at it as well, right? That to me is where he's really special. He doesn't quite have the speed the other guys do, right? So where on the outside if Jamar Chase is running by him, he's not going to close down on him like Nate Wiggins or Quinyon Mitchell are going to be able to, right? They can say go gadget 6 gear, and then they can go, wait, I could stay with Jamar Chase, right? DJ James, he doesn't have that. But what DJ James does have, and I think is every bit as good, maybe even better than Nate Wiggins, right, is, hey, I'm running with a guy, and he's kind of running like the post route, and all of a sudden now he breaks and runs to the corner, like we were talking about, like the post corner. His hips and ability to move and change directions, they're better than Nate Wiggins. That's for sure. He has got the loosest hips, change of direction, put your foot in the ground, no wasted steps. I'm breaking here and I'm back to full speed within 2 steps. He is up there with Quinyon Mitchell in that department. Now, he's not as good as either one of them at ball skills. And, of course, he doesn't have the size and length maybe as the other two that way. But I was really impressed with this player, just about everything with this player. Great feet, right? Really competes, gets in your face. His only thing was maybe that lack of top-end gear that the other two guys have that he's kind of missing.
No, Malik Neighbors was your man-crushing wide receiver.
Yeah.
And PFF notes that he is one of the few players, DJ James, who handled Malik Neighbors' quickness in that game. And
that's
my
probably
point. One of the
that's
games
my point I'm talking
you
about,
watched there.
Yeah.
NFL.com said, quote, a thin frame combined with questionable long speed could push James inside, whereas pattern matching and short area athleticism should work to his advantage. So similar to what you're saying right there. It's like he has the speed, but necessarily all the way down the field. You wonder about that.
Yeah,
quick,
that's
for sure,
what you were.
in
Yes,
tight quarters.
exactly right. Right. You're comfortable with anything like 20 to 25 yards, right? Anything underneath that, you're great. But yeah, when it gets to, oh no, he was kind of sitting on the underneath route, right? And the guy takes off and runs deep. Right? There's not the same type of top end. Ooh, let me get to that other gear to close it. The ball's in the air. Oh, he's closing it. Like Nate Wiggins and Mitchell, you'd be like, I don't know if the ball's going to get there in time, right? And, this one, okay, it's not quite that way. But where it's a little different is on some of the intricate underneath routes. Like I said, as compared to a Nate Wiggins or whatever, he's all over that stuff. You try to run a little like slant and then come back out, right? All of that. Or a little jerk route in the middle of the field. He is very good at, oh, wait, you made me stop? Oh, no, you leaned me this way. Oh, my hips are good. I'm going back the other way with you. Or, you flip me around, but I'm not like a robot that's like, wait, I have to redirect to a straight line. I'm going straight now. Here I go. It's none of that. It's a really loose point guard-ish and basketball, right? That's where I liked him. And to me, that's where like his hips, his ability to turn and run, his ability to flip his hips and turn and run, it's excellent, right? The footwork, everything we talked about, whether it's back pedals, right, being leaned one way, having to stick the foot in the ground and break another way, it's all like he's elite in those areas. He really is. 5'11", looks bigger than 5'11" on the field, right? He's one of those now, like pretty long arms. Arms are up the length of the guys that are taller than him. So those are things that I look at and I go, oh, he plays bigger than his size, right? And here's a guy that I think ultimately, he's an outside corner, but this is a guy that I think as his career goes on, I wouldn't be shocked to see him, get to play the slot a little bit too. I think it's there within him, right? And where he's might not be as good as James with a change of direction and the hips and all that type of stuff, his straight speed is better than a DJ James, right? His straight speed is better than a DJ James. His ability to accelerate and get to top end speed is better than our guy at Clemson too. Like he can get to 0 to 60. Nate Wiggins, it might take him 5 steps to get to 0 to 60. Guys like Max Melton and DJ James, it's like 2 steps and they get to full speed. Let alone he's got another gear than even a DJ James has, right? Tackles does that. But again, context clues, Greg Schiano, pretty damn good coach. Big plays. He's playing man, inside or outside. Does both, right? Right? Has really good feet, right? Not like DJ James or maybe Quinyon Mitchell, but they're really good. And then, again, the burst, which is such a huge part of this, right? I'm sitting flat-footed. The guy runs the out route right in front of me. The ability to burst and maybe make a competitive play on the ball there. Or, oh, wait, he's attacking me and I'm backpedaling. Let me jam my right foot in the ground now because he's breaking on an in-cut or an out-cut, whatever. His ability to do that, I mean, it's up there with anybody in the draft. We're talking all tall length here. We're talking Sauce Gardner-ish type of looking body, right? Where it's skinny and, borderline frail to a degree, right? But he ain't frail with how he plays, right? For a frail, nobody told him he's skinny because he does bring it. I mean, maybe out of some of the other corners, maybe brings it as good as anybody that way.
6'2", 188,
right.
So he is like 10 pounds heavier than some of the other corners we've already had here. His numbers at the combine, 4.34 40-yard dash.
With the straight speed, the size and the length, and the ability to jam at the line of scrimmage and make people very uncomfortable there. Right, that's to me where he's got a little bit of like a Richard Sherman, Brandon Browner-ish type of aspect to him. Right, he's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Right, if you're looking for a guy that's just going to be like man-to-man all over the field on intricate routes, a little again, some of the change of direction, like Emmanuel Forbes from Mississippi last year. There's some things there that you like better, like you wish it was a little bit better. But I actually think some of that stuff's better than Emmanuel Forbes, right? I really do. And then I think when you couple that with the physicality and then again, right, the physicality, the length, the speed, the top end speed, and like 0 to 60 in one step. Again, like I said, the hips, the change of direction, I wish it was a little bit better. But when you talk about jam and turn and run, or I'm in a back pedal and the guy in front of me now has put the brakes on and I have to put my foot in the ground and accelerate, it's as good as anybody in the draft as that department. I mean, he can really stick his foot in the ground and he can really go gadget legs and get up to top speed in a hurry. That's where I like it, right? He's going to be a little bit more of, hey, we're looking for an outside corner that can play bigger receivers. Seattle 3 teams might really like him. Right? Because I do, like I just said to Richard Sherman and Brandon Browner, jam with the line of scrimmage, get back, don't let them run by you, right? If they're underneath you, put your foot in the ground, accelerate on the ball, right? That's to me where he flourishes. And then he's not afraid, like I said, to mix it up and do that. Right? But he's best when he's playing bump and run. Yo, homies, what's up? I know it's the offseason, but it's never the offseason on Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Me and Ahmed Fareed are going to be here for it all. We got free agency. We're going to break it all down. The draft, the rankings of positions. Of course, we're going to unpack it all. Hit subscribe, get to my free agency reactions, 2024 draft rankings, and more. Thanks again for watching. Peace out, homies. See you soon.